okay, now I'm a little nervous about telling this because I haven't told it on stage before. But so I just wrote this book called "If It's Not One Thing, It's Your Mother."
And it's great.
Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, yes, sure. No, I'm proud of it actually, and. It's all about, it's kind of like comedic essays, and it's all about me. I adopted my daughter as a single mom when I was 40, and then I got married when I was 46 or 47, later. And so I kind of put together this family in a different way, and it's sort of comedic essays. So that's the book. And, okay, but thank you. Okay, but anyway, and I signed this deal with Simon Schuster to, which was very prestigious and exciting and everything. And they were really excited because really far in advance, I got booked on the Today Show for the day my book came out, which was April 2nd. And it was like, I think they thought I was going to book a lot of big things. But the Today Show, which is a big thing, was this big, and also as a person, I consume such weird media and I'm sort of oblivious to stuff. So it was just I've just had a huge education in the state of media and what's important and what isn't and all this stuff. And I feel like I was really coming out of the wilderness to understand all this, even though you would think I would know a lot about it, but I actually don't. Okay, so being on the Today Show and booked on the day that my book came out, that was a big deal. And whenever things came up, maybe the book date would change, the release, they go, no, but the Today Show, the book's gotta come out on April 2nd because the Today Show we have on April 2nd. So it was like this date that was like a wedding date that could not be changed. Okay, so then we get closer to the book date release. And, first I need to go back a minute. I did a monologue called God Said Ha. That's the first monologue I did. Okay, oh yeah, that's right. And I did it a lot. I did it for months and months in LA, and I did it in San Francisco for months and months, and then I went and did it for months and months in New York. And during this time, this young girl came up to me and said, I want to do a monologue too, and can you mentor me and help me and give me advice? And I said, oh, sure, and I did. And she did a monologue. She did a monologue called My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Okay, and it was Nia Bardalis. And she did her monologue for a week, and Tom Hanks and Rita bought it, and it became the biggest grossing comedy of all time. Okay, so it was this funny history that we had, and every time I run in sometimes to Nia, who is a wonderful, nice person, and we would always laugh, and she'd, I just always remember, and thank you so much for that. And I think, yeah, and it really worked out. It seemed to have really worked out for you. By the way, I'm doing another 6 shows a week of God Said Ha down at the 30-seat theater on the corner. But anyway, no, but it was fine, but it was great. So it was just kind of this funny thing. Then a few years later, I ran into Nia, and she said, I bought a house on your block in LA. And I said, oh, and I have this little bungalow in LA that I still have, even though I live here, I'm renting it out. And it's just this little 1,200 square foot bungalow, very cute. And I said, oh, you did? Really? On my same block? And she said, on my same street. And she said, yeah, well, not on yours, down where you live. I bought my house way up, on 4th, which is in LA on the street, there are these little tiny bungalows where I live. And then if you go down 5 blocks, Jill knows this, there's these huge mansions, the hugest mansions. I was like, really? You have to buy a house on my street that is a huge mansion that is 4 blocks away from my tiny house? But okay. Okay. And so it was just this funny thing, and we'd run into each other. Oh, yes, here we are. We're from the same street. Kinda. Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to the book. Okay, I don't even know if I'm telling the story in the best order, but okay. So now it's coming to April 2nd. I'm going on the Today Show. It's a big deal. And my publicists are thinking that I'm going to get booked on a lot of other big shows. I feel and there's all the ways they talk about it. No one will say directly, but I'm starting to really get the feeling they think I'm going to go on The Tonight Show or Jon Stewart or the big and the only big show I really get is the Today Show. So then a month in advance they say, well, we're having problems booking you because I don't know if you know, but Nia Bardalis has written a book of funny essays about adopting a daughter as an older mom called Instant Mom, and its release date is April 2nd. And I said, what? And they go, and a lot of the shows we contacted feel that, you know, they really only have one spot for the comedic older mom who's adopted a daughter with her funny essays. And so she is really, and so I was like, oh my God. Okay, so then all of a sudden the Today Show is like, well, maybe you won't be on the Today Show on April 2nd. You're going to be on April 3rd, but you're going to be on, Morning Joe on April 2nd. And then I found out this like the day before, and I was like, really? Morning Joe? And I'm kind of oblivious, so I go to New York for this week of publicity, and I go into Morning Joe, and I realize the people on Morning Joe have no idea why I'm there. Nobody's read the book, and they're literally, it's like you've created this thing of pages of, you've created a thing, and they're asking me questions that don't really make sense, and also it's the beginning of my publicity, so I'm not really savvy. Like, later I learned to, like, get to the point, and if the interviewer didn't know what they were asking me, to kind of, like, you learn these techniques where you don't even have to answer the question they've asked you. You, like, get to the thing you're selling, you know, like, but I was like, they were asking me questions like, so red is your favorite color, and, you know, like, and I was like, what? What? And so it was really awkward. Okay, then I'm leaving Morning Joe, and I look on the monitors, because it's all at NBC, right? And on these huge monitors is Nia Bardalis on the Today Show. I'm like, Nia! And everywhere I went, people would say, oh, we're so glad to see you. You know, yesterday we had Nia Bardalis here. Okay, so I like Nia. Oh, by the way, have I told you that my parents think My Big Fat Greek Wedding is the best movie ever made? And so I don't even know, like, how, like, the book business is such a weird business. It's hard for me to even know. Like, I know my book's not a bestseller, but I think it's, like, okay, doing okay. But on Amazon, you can go and see, all I know is that you can see how many people have written reviews. So, like right now, my book, I've had 37, you know, and the average is like 4-star review, which is pretty good. Like, some people, because there's some controversial stuff in it, and some people object to that, so they give me 1 star, but that's okay. And then some people say I'm just not a good writer, that's okay. But most of the people say it's really good, so that's okay. So then recently I thought, well, I'll see what Nia's gotten. So I go, Nia's gotten 125 star reviews for her book. So now my family is so used to me turning to them and going, Nia! I guess, is that too sad of a story to tell from the stage?